Welcome to the Undisputed Podcast. I'm your host, Joy Taylor. We've got a packed show today. Skip, Shannon, let's get to it. We have to start with another home loss for the Patriots. They lost to Carolina on a last-second field goal, 33-30. Tom Brady led the Patriots from 14 down in the fourth quarter to tie it at 30, but his defense let him down again. Cam Newton led the game-winning drive and had 4 total touchdowns, 3 in the air and 1 on the ground. Cam became the first quarterback in NFL history with 50 rushing touchdowns. Then after the game, Cam responded to his critics. Let's take a listen.
It was a lot of somewhat respecting that we felt like we wasn't getting. And, not saying that the Patriots were doing it, it was just more or less you guys were doing it. This was a statement game for us. And just moving forward, this game set precedence and set the tone for, the season moving forward.
Shannon, was yesterday more about Cam or about the Patriots defense?
There's plenty enough blame to go around, but I'm going to give the lion's share of the credit to the Carolina Panthers and Cam Newton. Cam looked like a different Cam. If you look at him the first 3 weeks, they were 2-1 heading into this game. Go on the road, score 23 points against a 49ers team. They beat Buffalo, 9-6? 9-3. Yep. So really nothing there. And then they playing at home, and they get blown out by a New Orleans Saints team.
But a team you said was going to be historically bad on defense?
Yeah, I still believe.
They did that at Carolina, and then they shut out your team?
Well,
go ahead.
But just think Miami would really be in trouble if Jay Cutler didn't know this offense. But we'll talk about that later. I thought Mike Shula did a great job of calling this game. If you look, when you average like almost 7 yards a carry, Skip, it's going to be hard for you to get the ball back because they're going to run the ball down your throat. And Carolina only punted once. Carolina punted the football one time. I don't care who your quarterback is. I don't care how many games they've won, how many Super Bowls. You're not winning in this league if you can only get the team out the field once. Now, they did intercept him early in the first quarter, so that was twice that the defense actually stopped Carolina. Other than that, Carolina was going up and down the field. Benjamin was involved. Funches was involved. And considering they did this without Greg Olsen, who was probably their second best offensive weapon behind Cam Newton. I love Cam's body language. This looked like the Cam of old. 22 of 29. So they're not having to throw the ball 35, 40 times because they're always in an advantageous situation. They're able to run the football. So now that takes even more pressure off Cam. And then when Cam, it broke down, Cam was like, hell, I get the hell up out of here. He was gone sliding, getting those first downs. I love what I saw yesterday from Carolina. But here's the problem that I have, because I know what you're going to do. Tom, they tell me, that's why I don't know if this is true, Joe, but I heard Tom Brady was on the phone last night talking to Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers said, hey, Tommy, now you know what it's like when your team give up 40-plus points and you got to score. And Skip Bayless said, well, if he's transcendentally great, he's supposed to be overcome this. And by this time, another call comes in. Guess who it is? Peyton Manning. Hey, Tommy, how you like that? Now all those years, you remember I was in Indy and my defense couldn't get anybody off the field? And I was going the entire game and our defense didn't get a stop. Oh, so you mean to tell me a guy with 5 Super Bowl wins and we talking about his defense? Why would we talk about Tom Brady's defense? He's great. He should be able to overcome this. I keep telling you, you don't want to get that old guy that stands on the sideline with them old cut-off sleeve. You don't want to give him any credit. But Skip.
Oh, I don't, especially today. Go ahead.
Their defense is bad this year, and it's not like they can't get it fixed, but it's hard when you can't rush the passer and you're not getting the coverage that you need on the back end. I don't know what's happened to Malcolm Butler. He just didn't step off a cliff. But let me play armchair psychologist. It looks to me that he's a guy that said, hold on, I came here as an undrafted free agent. I made it the greatest defensive play in Super Bowl history. I've gone to Pro Bowls, and I see you bring a guy in from the outside and give him $40 million in guaranteed money while I'm over here on this $3.5, $4 million contract.
Maybe so.
It's hard.
Maybe.
And I know people say, well, hey, Malcolm Butler, be a professional. Malcolm Butler said, y'all be professional. And give me what y'all owe me. I don't know if I've ever seen the Patriots like this ever.
I haven't either.
Thursday
Ever.
night, you give up 42.
Ever.
You give up 42 points at home, and then you turn around and you come back 3 weeks later and
Yep.
give up another 33, in which you only force one punt. Is it fixable? They have no choice because there's nobody on the streets that can come in there and generate a pass rush for them in which they need. And then the back end, I heard Eugene Chung is kind of in the doghouse. He's falling out. Gilmore, who they gave all that money to, there's been some miscommunication on his part. He hasn't been holding up his end of the deal. Malcolm Butler was demoted. Skip, they got a lot of issues going on, and I don't know how soon they're going to be able to correct it.
Back to the question.
Yes.
Back to Cam Newton. I was so happy for him yesterday because I believe his entire career was teetering on credibility because it was starting to look like the MVP year was an aberration, a blip. And for him to have that game against that quarterback in that stadium was a huge turnaround game, and I hope for his sake they can build on this because they were coming off a home disaster at the hands of a division rival, 34-13. The Saints went in there and just marched all over them.
They did.
And for Cam to have this kind of game, it reminded me of 2013, a Monday night game. Do you remember this one?
Yes.
It was at Carolina against Tom Brady, and Cam came up big at the end through a touchdown pass. I think it was 25 yards to Ted Ginn, 59 seconds left to win that one. And it sort of brought him back after that quick pop start that he had with those two sensational first games. Then he struggled, and all of a sudden he was back on the map with a big Monday night home win, and it sort of catapulted him into back on track.
Correct.
So I'm hoping this will do the same for him. But when it comes to credibility, I can give none to the Patriot defense. You talked again about the New Orleans Saints defense being historically bad. Well, the all-time historically bad defense was the 2012 New Orleans Saints defense. This Patriot defense through 4 games has been much worse than the 2012 New Orleans defense. And this is what is so stunning to me. This is the same Patriots defense virtually. I'll go through it in a second, but it's almost the same group that led the NFL in scoring defense just last year that helped carry Tom Brady to a Super Bowl victory.
Correct.
Not sure how much it had to do with that, but it had something to do in the end. It finally figured out how to stop Atlanta. And through 4 games, this defense is giving up 457 yards a game, which is 242 more yards than the second worst team, the Indianapolis Colts. That is shockingly, all-time, stunningly bad. And here's the bottom line to what I saw yesterday. You and I thought coming into this season, and we both, by the way, picked New England to get to the Super Bowl, we thought this was going to be about Bill Belichick putting Tom Brady on trial at age 40. And at the first hint of showing some age, we thought that, he's going to cut bait pretty quickly and cold-bloodedly go to Jimmy Garoppolo, right?
Correct.
And all of a sudden, that script got flipped because now it's Bill Belichick on trial, right? Because how can you have a defense? Okay, they lost Ninkovich to retirement at age 33. And I've got a hunch on this one. I'll bet you Belichick's calling Ninkovich today saying, hey, can you think about this? Can you think twice about this? Could you come back and give us just 12 games? Could I just spot you in to rush the passer?
I don't know if he's been doing. I don't know.
I
don't know if he's been working out.
But he's only 33 years of age. But I look at the defense. Shea McClellan is on IR, so they lost Ninkovich and McClellan, and then Logan Ryan. But they replaced Logan Ryan with the premier corner on the free agent market.
Correct.
Stephon Gilmore. So that's it. So it wasn't like a free agent exodus off this defense. Right. It's all there. All the same guys. Devin McCourty and Chung and Malcolm. You talked about maybe something's going on with him psychologically in this. Maybe he's lost heart.
It's tough, Skip. It's tough, man. When you've been working so hard for this team,
and you say,
I want to be rewarded, and they say they take care of their own.
But for a while, I thought he was gone to New Orleans in the Brandon Cooks deal, and then he wound up staying in New England. And I concluded that the Patriots just won the Super Bowl and won the offseason, right?
Yes.
And guess what's going on? Lost in the shadows of all this, sort of swept under the carpet, is Tom Brady has been better this year than he was last year, which you could argue was his greatest year ever. Do you realize how great this man is at age 40? Do you realize he's now 10 touchdowns to 0 interceptions? He's completing 67% of his passes. He's second in QBR to, guess who we're going to talk about in a little bit, the new shocking surprise, Deshaun Watson is number 1 in QBR now in the NFL. Tom Brady is second to him. He's leading the NFL in yards passing, just pure passing yards. And he's tied with Aaron Rodgers for most TDs, but Aaron Rodgers already has 3 interceptions, so it's 10-0 versus 10-3. And by the way, I don't think Tom would talk to Aaron on the phone because Tom's better than Aaron. He's above that.
Yep.
He wouldn't take a phone call from Aaron Rodgers.
Well,
Aaron's not in his league.
Well, he should have won that game yesterday.
Yeah.
Then.
Well, I think he did everything in his
No, he
power
didn't.
to
No, he
win the
didn't.
game.
No, he didn't. No, he didn't.
He hit Amendola in the back of the end zone, and all of a sudden it's 30-all. And guess who gets the ball now?
Why was he down?
Carolina.
Why was he down? They
Well,
punted 3 times.
How could you ask for more than he did yesterday? He was extraordinary yesterday. He's been extraordinary all 4 games.
No.
Yes.
You don't do that with Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers be extraordinary.
I gave Aaron an A- off the Thursday night game.
We're not talking about the Bears. We don't. The Bears are so.
Well, I was trying to give him a break. He needs a pat on the head every once in a while.
We've seen Peyton Manning have these type games year in and year out. And I've heard Skip Bayless say, if you're that guy, you've got to win those games. Why were the New England Patriots punting the football? That's what I want to know.
So
why were they
the
punting?
Carolina Panthers, who have a pretty good defense. You always tell me, Luke Kuechly,
Yep.
he's the best.
Oh, no, you
Not
told me.
better
No.
than Sean Lee, but that's what you say. Well, he was out there, and he led them in tackles. They're really good on defense. Yeah. And Tom Brady puts up 30 at home. I think that should win the game.
No.
Unless you give up 33.
Hold up. They gave the Panthers was 29th in scoring, but you still haven't answered me.
29th in scoring, and you let them score. They're averaging 15 a game coming in, and you let them score 33 in Foxborough? What? That's outrageously bad.
Can you tell me why did New England punt the ball 3 times? Was Tom Brady not quarterbacking then?
They're up against a really good defense.
No.
Really good.
If you're like you say, if you're transcendent.
He's not going to.
Why
They're
not?
going to have no punt games.
Why not?
He's 40 years old, and he's still playing at the highest level of his career.
Well, how was the level?
Well, how do you think he's been this year through 4 games?
No.
You think he's been good?
All I know is he's 2-2.
Oh.
His resume says he's 2-2.
He has a defense on pace to be the worst defense in the history of pro football since the merger, since 1970.
Skip. We've seen Peyton Manning have defenses like this for 15 years.
Never this bad. Never this bad. Never Aaron Rodgers this bad.
Skip.
This is the worst.
Aaron Rodgers
this is hit bottom.
Aaron Rodgers went 15-1 with the 32nd ranked defense. So we have seen it done.
Wow.
Peyton Manning team gave up 400 rush yards to Jacksonville Jaguars one year with Fred Taylor and Maurice Jones-Drew. So we have seen them play on defenses that were this bad. But we didn't make excuses like we're doing for Tom.
So Cam Newton gets the ball back at 3:04 remaining.
Yes.
Boy, you'd like to give Tom Brady the ball back with maybe 40 seconds left.
Yeah.
I'd give him a shot. What do you do the week before against Deshaun? What do you do at Brandon Cooks in the corner of the end zone? He's the clutchest quarterback ever. Looked like he was going to be that yesterday with 3 minutes left. And it goes to 3rd down the first 2 times as Cam drives the ball. I'm taking nothing away from Cam here, but on both the big 3rd down conversions, they were converted because of Patriot secondary penalties. The secondary is a chaotic disaster zone. They have no idea this is a Bill Belichick coach defense, and I'm putting it all on him. I know Matt Patricia's the coordinator. Belichick's calling card is coaching the defense. It's like Nick Saban. Okay. That's what he does. And speaking of Nick Saban, Belichick's forte is the secondary. So the secondary is completely disconnected. Every time I look up, Gilmore is looking at McCourty, and they're like, I thought you did it. And twice they left the left flat just wide open for enormous gains where Cam's...
Fozzie Whitaker.
Yeah, here, go there.
Get him, Fozzie.
Then another one up the sideline. Cam could have had a touchdown here, or I could throw it up to him up ahead for another touchdown. And it's because Stephon Gilmore seems to have no idea how to play the Patriots defense through 4 games and the whole preseason. I don't know what's happening, but This is not how Bill Belichick coaches a football team.
But
So is he losing his fastball? I'm asking.
No,
I'm asking.
I just want you to help me.
So 2 third-down penalties give them new life in the last drive, and it goes 10 plays, and they eat the whole rest of the clock. Field goal, buzzer, ball game.
Walk
Way
off.
to go, Cam.
Walk off.
Yeah.
But hold on.
Did Tom Brady get the ball back?
In Super Bowl 49, you tell me how great that Tom Brady played in the fourth quarter, but what was the play that won the game for them? Malcolm Butler.
Yeah.
But you brushed that up under the rug
I
because
don't brush it under the rug, but Tom did what he always does. Remember that game? He's 14 out of 16 against the Legion of Boom.
Okay, Tom did what he does yesterday. And what happened?
The defense was all-time horrible.
Okay. So guess
It's
what?
All time. And Cam had a big day. He did. He got off hot after the early interception, and even,
He was cooking.
And by the way, remember, Tom Brady is doing this without his number one receiver, a guy who I told you last year, top 10.
He didn't have Gronk last year.
Julian Edelman.
Doesn't matter. You say he doesn't
that
need
was
him.
big.
You say he doesn't need him.
Malcolm Mitchell was a fourth-round
say he
pick.
doesn't need him.
He's pretty good. He was a good young receiver last year. He's gone.
You tell me all the time.
It doesn't matter who's out there.
Okay, so why didn't they win yesterday?
Wow. Because Bill Belichick has put an embarrassment of a defense
Nope.
on the football
I'm
field
not
for
gonna
really
let you-
the first time in his career.
I'm not going to let you do Coach Belichick like that. Coach Belichick deserves better from you today.
Well, you know,
Tom Brady.
usually at 2-2 back in 2014, speaking of the Seattle Super Bowl year, at 2-2 after the nightmare they had at Kansas City in the
Yes.
Monday night game, everybody wrote them off, said, it's too bad. Belichick never gave Brady enough help. And here they came because Cincinnati was next, and they just clobbered Cincinnati, and they were off to the races. I'm not seeing it this time. This feels different to me. I'm not sure this is a quick fix. You said it wasn't a quick fix.
No, it's not going to be a quick fix. It's going to take some time because the confidence level, Skip. When you get 42 hung on you in your building, and then the next time you play in that building, you get another 33 hung on you, and you lose the game, your confidence is shaken. So for someone to say, oh, no, everything's going to be fine, everything isn't fine because we haven't seen them play like this through the first month of the season since Tom Brady's probably third year, the year after the Super Bowl, because I think they ended up going 8-8. But I believe in Coach Belichick. You don't get to have the success that he's enjoyed, especially at this stop, without being able to correct some things. He's the best in-game.
We're about to find out, aren't we?
No mercy. The Rams went to Dallas and beat the Cowboys 35-30 yesterday. Eric
What?
Dickerson is with us.
What?
What can I say? I mean, what can I say?
AD, you want to eat Victor Miles?
Can I have one of these, please? Well, first of all, I just got to say, I'm so happy.
Wait, what do you have on? I want to know what that is.
You see what it is, my jersey.
Did you go buy that yesterday?
I broke the record in this jersey, 21-5. See, it's got blood on it and everything right here from this hand.
Really?
Most
Blood
definitely.
from the hand?
I broke it out just for you, Steve.
Did you?
I broke it out just for you, Skip.
Okay.
Just for you.
Yeah, I broke these out just for you.
Just for you.
These miles. Joy, you sure you don't want a mile?
You know what? I smoke real cigars.
And I got this right here.
Yeah, I think I need a drink,
It was
too.
some hen dog.
I want you to get it out of your system and you to get it out of your system because it's not going to
See,
last.
I even took the goggles off the bus at home, the Hall of Fame bus. Yeah, I took this off the
It
bus.
was on the bus?
Yeah, I put it on the bus. I took it out just for you, just for this day, just for this day. So how happy am I the Rams beat the
Well,
Cowboys?
Be happy.
It's a look.
It's just a look. Look, I got to say that when the season started, last year when I saw the Cowboys on the schedule, I thought that was an automatic loss. I think the Cowboys did too. I thought, for sure we'll beat the Rams. You look at the offense last year, it was horrible. I've got to give Sean McVay a lot of credit for developing Jared Goff. Because when I saw him last year, I wasn't sure if he was the guy for this football team. I knew he would be good, but I didn't want them to rush him like they rushed Jeff George. I thought that was going to be a catastrophe. We didn't have an offensive-minded coach, Jeff Fisher. He was all about defense. So when they got him, like, I'm not sure. I saw him in training camp. I saw him in the preseason. Looked a lot better. This was really like his rookie season. He had a great game yesterday. The pass to Todd Gurley, that seam route, right on the money.
Right on the money.
I mean, right on the money.
Right on it.
I mean, they ran the ball well. And I got to say, people asked me this last year, is Todd Gurley washed up? Man, he can't play. I said, he doesn't have a line. He had to look at that Dallas offensive line and watch Zeke play and say, I'm frustrated. Why come I can't get that? I mean, so, and one of the big things of this is that the second half, they came out the second half, Wade Phillip made some adjustments in that locker room, and the Cowboys couldn't do anything. He had coached that before. He knows that team. He knows Jason Garrett. So, bam. What do we have? We have a Ram victory, 35-30.
Is there a parade today in L.A. downtown?
It's gonna
Are
be
you-
some. It's gonna be.
You're gonna be the parade master, right?
I might be the parade master.
Yeah. And Wade said, yeah, that's what you get for being a Benedict Arnold, Jason Garrett. Don't think I forgot what you did to me. Calling plays behind. But don't worry about it. But I'm gonna take care of you on the field today. Skip, they have the makings of a complete team because they can run the football with Todd Gurley. You got your quarterback, Sammy Watkins, Robert Woods, Tavon Austin. He can catch the football. You can hand it to him. He's your little gadget guy. Got a nice tight end. Cooper Kupp. Hey, you know, we got to keep one of those. We keep one of those. We keep a Jordy Nelson. Jordy Nelson. We keep y'all got all.
Now you're on that bandwagon.
Yeah, don't worry about what I'm on. We got a nice little defense. You know, Wade. Wade, tell you quick. Hey, I'm not a very good head coach, but I'm a hella D coordinator. And he got the monsters up there. Ooh.
They surrounded him.
Aaron Donald, Brockers, Quinn, Ogletree, Tremaine Johnson, Mark Barron.
Hey, they got 5 first-rounders in the front 7. That's not counting Mark Barron.
That's how you pick. You're supposed to do that.
Yeah.
it.
And they got to play.
And today, and I think I said the score would be 30-27. I don't even want the money.
You don't want the money?
Because normally, if I don't pick it directly right, I don't want the money. I go to Vegas, Skip, and they say, well, Mr. Sharpe, you won. I was like, did I get it exactly right? They said, no. I said, keep the money.
No, give me the money.
No. Because you know what I like more than money? You know what's worth more than money to me, ED? The look on his face. The look on his face.
We
right
know.
now.
I know he loved it. I know this was killing him. You know what the killing part is? He had him my way out too. I'm scared of this football.
Yeah, you heard
afraid.
it. Yeah.
I'm afraid.
I
Just in case they lost. See, I said it. I'm afraid.
It wasn't just in case. I was afraid.
And he tweeted. I tweeted yesterday. This scares me. Don't tweet. I want you to stop tweeting.
Be afraid. Be very afraid.
I actually have a bunch of followers as opposed to.
I will get some.
I want to hear what you got to say. I got to hear this.
Yesterday, in that jersey, you could have gotten 100 against my defense. I believe that. As is, you got a bad back, I think you could have gotten 100. And 75 of them would have come in the second half when my team ran out of gas. Because as insufferable as both of you are, insufferable winners, you both have swept under the carpet the circumstances upon which this whole game was built. And that was your team got 10 days off to rest and recover for a game at Jerry World.
That's not their fault.
And it's gold compared to what my team had to do, because my team had to go to Arizona and fight it and gut it out on Monday night and fly all the way home and lose Tuesday and go into Wednesday, and you can't recover. You know it, and you know it, and I know it. And
Good teams can.
And so what happened in the first half? It was a showcase for my Dallas Cowboys. It was 2016 all over again. And you were sweating it, and you just gave up. I just think you probably turned the TV off.
Nope.
Because I saw 81 yards in 15 plays, touchdown. I saw 75 yards in 9 plays, touchdown. Dak attack. I saw vintage 2016. Time of possession in the first half. 18 minutes for my Cowboys, only 12 for your offense. It came in number 1 in the league, number 1 offense. I like Jared Goff. I don't love him, but I like him. And by the way, I got to make one quick point before I forget it, because I forgot it as we opened the show. You're telling me that, the Rams had the better quarterback on the field. You know what? Let's look at QBR, my favorite stat. It's 0 to 100. Just off yesterday's game, Dak Prescott had a 78 QBR. That's pretty great.
I think he played well.
Guess what? Jared Goff had a 42. That's 8 points below average yesterday.
I don't know how.
78 to 42?
I don't know who.
And you guys are coming in here with cigars and game-worn jerseys?
I like
really?
that. Can I ask one question? Just one. Just one simple question. Just one. Who won the game?
Let me explain what happened. So here's what happened. So showcase in the first half, except it would have been a blowout, except for my little rookie from North Carolina, Mitchell Trubisky's favorite little receiver from North Carolina.
What happened?
Ryan Switzer. So he goes back to his 10-yard line to field a punt, and it's dicey at the 10. You should probably just let it bounce. Just let it bounce. It's going to bounce in the end zone. But no, at the 7, he not only attempts to catch it, he doesn't even fair catch it, because he's a little pepper pot. You know, he's a little guts and glory guy. He's going to make things happen. And by the way, he caught 3 kickoffs like 8 yards deep and said, watch this, I'm going to run it out. And he gets to like the 18. You know, you can't do it. You just can't do it. It's pro football. You're not for Carolina anymore playing for some team nobody cares about that's going to go like 500 or whatever Mitchell Trubisky went. And what does he do? He catches a punt and immediately it's on the carpet and it's your ball. 7 yards later, it's a touchdown. And the blowout became a much closer game. So it should have been over at halftime, but it wasn't. But I did tweet early in the game, the old Lombardi quote, fatigue makes cowards of us all. Because it does. And they are going to run out of gas, and I just didn't know if they could hang on. So what happens? My defense sucks it up and hangs in on the opening. You got the kickoff in the second half. It's 24-16. You get the kickoff, and you go 3 and out and punt to us.
They had a penalty to set them back.
Yeah, okay. So fine. And it gets to 3rd and 11 at the 29. This is a crucial turning point on momentum in the game. And my quarterback throws a strike. It was a low strike, but it was where it should have been thrown to number 88. And he goes down to catch it like this.
That was
you know,
a hard
like
catch,
this.
Skip.
It was not. It hit him right in the hand. Is he 88 or not? You said he's still Des Bryant.
But he opened the game up with a 36
Did
yard.
you not catch that?
Opened the game
It's
with a
right in
36.
your hands. It's perfect.
How happy were you when he caught that 36
Catch it.
yard?
It's right in your hands. You make that catch. You make that catch. You know it, and I know it.
Skip, let me tell
Hey,
you.
you got to make it.
Skip,
And all of a sudden, we punt, and the ceiling falls in on my Cowboys.
He should have made the catch, but it's a hard catch, Skip, because here's the thing.
Thank you.
You're looking at the ball, and the ball's coming in, and he doesn't track it all the way in. He's trusting that it, like, okay, I see it, and he tried to body catch it. And
Are you a $100 million receiver or not? How about not?
Well,
how about not? He's a not. He's 88. He catches balls like this.
You still have to give credit to Sean McVay.
Okay, I do.
You have to give
I
credit
knew what was going to happen.
to that offense.
Yeah.
I keep saying the biggest thing was the second half. Wade Phillips' defense put pressure
but
on.
What were they doing? They put pressure on. Dak
Right.
Prescott was on his back foot the whole time.
Yeah.
They couldn't block him. What happened to the quote-unquote best offensive line in football?
'Cause we
You
got
know
the
what
best
happened?
defensive line.
They're not. They're just not the best offensive line.
But we have one of the best defensive lines in football.
They're hellacious good. They
There you
got
go.
studs. Brockers was all over Dak the whole thing. He either it's going to tip the ball or get a hand on him. And that guy coming up the middle, that guy is a flat-out stud.
I get your defense was on the field a lot the second half, but can you explain to me why your offense only generated 6 points in the second
here's
half?
what the league and Wade Phillips and everybody else have figured out. That Cole Beasley led the Cowboys in catches and yards receiving last year. Not 88, but little measly Beasley did. They double him every play. They also doubled Jason Witten because he's the security blanket. So all of a sudden they make Dak Prescott go to his read. What's the read? It's 88 or sometimes 83 Terrence Williams.
Yeah, I like that.
How many catches he had? 88. 5, didn't he?
5.
98
Yeah,
yards.
13 targets.
13 targets. It's too many. It's like, I got to throw it there, I got to throw it there, and it's not enough. There's not enough impact from 88.
And plus, here's the thing, though, Skip. Because Zeke is not getting 5.5 yards on first down, now it's not 3rd and 3 to 4, it's 3rd and 8 to 10. And so throwing the ball 5 yards to Beasley and him having a first down, now he's 2 to 3 yards short of that first down. That's the difference.
So Ezekiel Elliott in the second half, his opening carry of these drives, he goes 2 yards on first down, 0 yards on first down, and 1 yard on first down. You're in trouble. If he can't do that, he's running out of gas. I don't think he's in great shape right now. I think he spent a lot of his preseason, his camp in court, getting ready for court cases. And the final straw here that you both just swept conveniently under your carpet that you're stomping on this morning is that my best defensive player has got a pulled hamstring and could not play.
Hey, that's football.
If Sean Lee can't play, guess who's going to have a field day? The guy who plays your position. Todd Gurley caught 7 balls for 94 yards. Who would have been covering him every time out of the backfield? Who is as good a linebacker cover guy as there is in the league? And Luke Kuechly's really good. I think Sean Lee is even better.
No.
He would have had Gurley every time coming out of the backfield. There's no way he's going to get loose 53 yards for a touchdown on Sean Lee.
We'll never know.
We'll never know.
We'll never
so
know.
go ahead and gloat because he will come back.
Why would we gloat? I mean,
Yeah.
what are we gloating about?
What are we gloating about?
What are we gloating about?
And by the way, I didn't have Anthony Hitchens. I thought he was going to play. He's my second best linebacker. I didn't have a starting cornerback.
Good
in
God
Nolan
Almighty. Did
Carroll.
y'all have a coach?
I didn't have my best pass rusher,
did
David
any-
Irving,
did-
who's finally back.
Did you
Excuses,
field,
excuses,
Did you
excuses.
field? I just want to know one thing, Skip. Did you field 46 players? Were there 46 players on the Dallas roster yesterday? Yes or no?
Yeah, they should have been in the D League.
No, don't do that, Skip.
No.
Don't do that, Skip.
Yeah,
Don't
a
do
bunch
that.
of them. I don't even know who these guys are.
Guess what? I call Aaron Rodgers. He's Aaron Rodgers. I said, hey. You know I call him that's what I call him. I said, hey. What you think about Jared Goff? He went to Cal. He got 255.
Yeah.
I'm good for 400.
400?
400. Because you know Todd Gurley got loose? That's Todd Montgomery.
Yeah. Well, he should. Aaron Rodgers should throw for
Jordan
at least
Nelson,
400.
Randall Cobb. Oh,
Yeah.
he got 384
I'm
last
calling him out. I want 400.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
I
do.
gotta say it one more time. We kicked some butt in Dallas.
Yeah.
We kicked
You
some
love that.
we kicked some butt in
See,
Dallas.
you
We
can
kicked
no
some butt.
longer accuse him of being a Cowboy fan.
I'm not a Cowboy fan.
Huh?
I never have
You got
been.
a little bit in you, but
I
it's
have
okay.
none. I have none. I have
A little
none.
bit.
We put foots in them. That was back in the, we put foots in them.
Cowboy boots.
Are those prescriptions still good?
Oh yeah, you want to see these things? These things I can barely see out of them.
But you know you got. But
Those
you
are
know you got to.
prescription
These are real. Yeah, there you go. Try them on.
They're
Just take
prescription
a look through
goggles?
them.
I got LASIK, so I'm good.
Oh, let's see. I don't think you're gonna be good with those.
All right. God, how did you even see the hole?
I know. Let me see the thing. Let me see him, Skip.
Where am I going? You're like Mr.
You're in
Magoo
you're in a
running
different
through the
dimension
hole.
right now. You are in the twilight zone.
Where's the football?
Let me see the thing. Let me see the things. Let me see what you're working with, Edie.
Blind as a bat.
Good God. What the? Hold up.
I know you can't see. I just,
That's a good look for you, Shannon.
Hold on.
It's surprising I got 2,000
What's your
yards.
vision? What is it?
Poor. Very poor.
What are you, 100 over 3?
No, I can't see. I told you.
I mean, what
But
do
I
you
can only
think
see
you're
you sitting
wearing
right
them
here.
I can't. I mean,
Eric, you know, you
I can't
wear
see
them well.
nothing either.
You wear them well, don't worry. Thanks for joining
look, I
us.
got 20 fingers.
No mercy.
The Steelers blew out the Ravens yesterday, but the biggest story was Antonio Brown's tantrum. Earlier in the second quarter, Ben Roethlisberger missed a wide-open Brown and threw an incompletion to Le'Veon Bell instead. After the Steelers were forced to punt, Brown made his frustration known. He knocked over a Gatorade bucket and then got into it with the offensive coordinator, Todd Haley. Brown and Ben talked about it after the game.
It's like a kid being excited for Christmas. You know, you work on it. You're expecting that play on that day. Sometimes it don't work out, you move on. Passionate about the game. Anytime you work as hard and you're expecting somebody to play, it don't go the way you want it. You just get a little frustrated.
You know what? AB's a playmaker, right? We have a lot of them on this field, and sometimes there's not enough footballs to go around to everybody. But, I think AB is a very passionate. You guys, especially from Pittsburgh, know how passionate he is about wanting to help this team, wanting to do everything he can to take us to that next level. I think that's just nothing more than a competitor wanting the ball every single play, and you can't blame him for it.
We're joined by Fox NFL analyst Tony Gonzalez. Good morning, Tony.
Good morning. How are you?
How big of
Hey,
a deal
Shannon.
is
What's up? How are you, man? You look nice. Look nice.
How big of a deal is this, Tony?
Yeah.
You look nice, honestly. I'm not kidding. It's a nice, that's the
I
best
know.
I've seen you look.
I know. You ain't
Yeah.
nothing to kid about here.
Yeah. Usually you look ridiculous.
You know, ain't nothing. Can't hate on this, Skip.
Go ahead. Who's up first? I'm up first today?
Yes, you.
Why?
How big of a deal is this? Because we treasure your opinion on this.
Well, it's the Skip and Shannon Bayless show. I want you guys to go first.
You want me to go first?
Shannon Sharpe time. Yeah.
You want me to go?
Go ahead. Yeah.
How big of a deal is this?
I would be surprised if Coach Tomlin did not talk to him on the plane ride back home. If he didn't talk then, I would be surprised if he doesn't call him in and talk today, because this is unacceptable. Going into this game, Antonio Brown was second behind DeAndre Hopkins in targets. And I get it, Skip. I've been there. We were playing in Detroit in 2003, and they were 100% of the time in this area of the field, in this formation, they're going to play cover 2. We're on the 10-yard line. Mike called the play. Safety split like the Red Sea. The linebacker doesn't even carry me. He threw the ball to the flat. I'm livid.
You put your hand on your hip?
I'm like, I know this joke. I know against cover 2, we worked on this play all week.
Yeah.
I know he just didn't take this ball and dump it in the flat to the running back. I was going, and then we come off the field. Mike's like, what are you doing? Why the F would you do that? We worked on this play all week. Skip, I get it. I get it.
He said that to?
He said that to Jake Plummer. I didn't want to call it. That's what Jake.
Oh,
Jake the
I see.
Snake.
Yeah.
He wouldn't have said
Jake
that
the
to
Snake.
Mr. Elway.
No. He wouldn't say that. But John wouldn't have missed me on that throw anyway. So yep, that was. But I get it, Skip. When you work on something all week in practice, and then it comes to fruition, just like they said it would, 100% of the time, this is the coverage that we're gonna get. This is what we're expecting. And when you call that play, and it's open. Now, if it's covered, okay, you can live with that.
Yep.
But Skip, when it's open like that, you get frustrated. But to react like this, Skip, Antonio Brown is the fastest receiver to reach 650 catches in the 98-year history. He had just gotten 14 targets the week before.
Yep.
He's averaging 11 targets a game. And Ben misses him on one play, and he blows up like this? It's not an accident he doesn't have that captaincy on his shirt. That's not an accident.
So if you're Tomlin, how do you punish that?
I don't
discipline that.
I just make sure I said, look, this is unacceptable behavior.
Yeah.
But we got a glimpse of this because see what we started to see last year in that playoff game and that Facebook Live, he was more like Beckham than we previously thought. And he did a great job of hiding it. But at the end of the
Just
day,
to refresh people's memory,
You
you
know,
went live in the locker room, and his
room.
coach is speaking behind him,
And
and it's going out to the world.
right, in the divisional round, and while everybody else is standing around Coach Tomlin and he's speaking, he's in the background talking about,
Yeah.
you know, making
and
his
Coach Tomlin took a little shot at the upcoming opponent, the New England Patriots, and it went out live on Facebook thanks
Correct.
to little AB.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
little did we know that he had some kind of endorsement deal with Facebook Live,
Oh.
with Facebook, and this is why he did it. But this is unacceptable behavior. Antonio Brown, Ben Roethlisberger, and you've been great. But for you to catch over 100+ passes every single year, and for you to complain after he misses you on one throw, and you blow up like that, I can get it, Skip, like, man, come on, we got to make this play. We've been practicing it all week, I get it. But you're going to throw the water cooler, and you're going to shove the coach. Antonio, man, come on, it's time out. You too big for this. That was totally unnecessary.
With the Facebook thing, he's working on his brand. Skip,
was.
okay? He's
No,
got
it's a
got
big
endorsement
brand.
dollars. You got to go where the money is.
Yep.
But I agree with you. I agree with Shannon. As a player, I mean, it's going to happen every once in a while. You're going to work on that perfect play. The quarterback's going to miss you. That's just how it goes. To act like a baby like that on the sideline, have I? I'm trying to think. Have I ever done that in my
They're
career?
throwing you 20 targets a game. Why would you act like that?
Me?
Yeah,
No.
you.
Look at it. That's not true. That's not true.
Let me. Oh, here you go. Let me think. If that ever happened to me,
No, I'm talking about, no, seriously, have you ever blown up on the sideline? I remember I had one catch for 7 yards against San Francisco, and I threw the water bottle, and of course they picked it up and they played it, and I had to not apologize, but say I can't act like that.
When did
okay?
you throw? At the end of the game?
At the end of the game. It was because I was getting shut down. I just wasn't getting
Did you
targeted.
lose the game?
We lost the game too as well. So, but as a player who's a big part of the offense, and you know this too, you want to go out there, you work hard, you want to compete, you want to have catches, you want to have an impact, you work your tails off, and I don't think anybody works harder than this kid. He's got an unbelievable reputation.
He does.
For getting after it. But I just don't understand why, just like Shannon said, why you would act that way, especially in front of your teammates, the kids out there watching this game.
Yep.
I'm not saying he needs to stand up in front of his team and apologize. If I'm Ben Roethlisberger, I would go to him one-on-one and go, hey, I missed you there. My bad. But don't act like you've never dropped passes when they're wide open. I'm not saying he does that, but it happens.
Yeah,
it happens every once in a while. It's going to happen. It's inevitable. But for him to act like this, inexcusable.
unacceptable.
But he's used to it. It's a standard of living that he is. Right now, the biggest problem on that team is I think Ben Roethlisberger has gotten off to a slow start. But once he gets going, Le'Veon Bell got going yesterday, this offense is going to open up even more for him. He just needs to relax.
They were lucky they're playing against Joe Flacco on the other side because he is just horrendously bad.
He told you last week not to worry about that offense.
Yeah,
Skip.
I know. Yeah, I'm worried for his sake. So I'm not going to condemn Antonio Brown. I know him. We've had him on the show. I think his heart's in the right place, but it's all about his brand. And this was his special little sort of trick play, his little backdoor pick play, and it worked like a charm.
Yes.
He was gone open. I mean, just like they just blew the coverage completely, and he couldn't understand, how could we work on this all week, and we knew it was going to work, and you don't even look at me? So I get that.
Yes.
But you can't throw, even though the Gatorade, I think it was empty.
Yes.
I don't know how it was empty, but
Oh, he's the strongest man in the world if he could pick up a
I
loaded
know.
Gatorade keg and
Like
flip it
that?
with one arm.
okay, you can't do that. Now I'm going to get to what really I cringed over. and maybe I'm oversensitive here, I need your help, both of you, on this. In this racial time we live in, it was disturbing to me that Todd Haley, his coach, reached out, I don't know if to restrain him or to pat him on the back and say it's okay, but he touched his shoulder. And Antonio wheeled and slapped his hand away. What's going on there? Like, is it out of bounds for a coach, and let alone white coach, black player, to put hand on player on the sidelines?
Don't go there, Skip.
No,
I'm just saying, because I'm sensitive to it.
No,
because it's like,
I don't. It's not out of bounds. It's out of bounds for a player to act like that.
He wheeled
with a
and
coach.
slapped his hand away. You saw it?
For me, Skip, the thing is, let me tell you how I've always tried to conduct myself. I never ask more than I'm willing to give. I'm not going to curse you. I expect you not to curse me. If you say, Shannon, can I talk to you for a second? I'm going to walk up to you. I might not like what you have to say. I'm going to listen, and I'm going to walk away. And just like, Mike, let me talk to you. Or Gary Kubiak, who's the offensive coordinator. Brian Periani, who was up in the booth, I get on the red phone. And I know they could hear me. I was like, look, bruh, now I worked my ass off all week in practice, and you told me you're going to come to me. Now, there have been 2 times we called these plays, and I'm open, and you're not coming to me. What's the problem? But I'm all about respect, Skip.
Okay,
I'm all about respect.
Todd Haley has been all about, I take nothing off nobody, off no player. And ask our friend Terrell Owens about the clashes he used to have in Dallas when Todd Haley was the receiver.
Well, let's bring you back into the locker room here. When you're in that locker room and you're a superstar player, you expect to go out there and contribute. That's what they're paying you for that. You've shown you can do it. So when you get in that position, you want to make plays. And there are games, if we're being honest here, you could win like they won. You can blow the other team out, and you're happy. Everybody's happy you won. But if I had 2 catches for 25 yards, part of me is upset. Just being honest.
Because I want to feel like feel like I participated in the win. And look, I'm all about winning. But when we work on something, and I stay extra and work on this play, but John Elway, my quarterback, he was very, very big about this. Don't shrug your shoulders. Don't throw your hands up in the air and talk about you missed him, because he let you know, if you do that again, you're not getting any more passes.
Well, Antonio was, in effect, showing up.
Yes, absolutely.
No mercy. Deshaun Watson and the Texans blew out the Titans at home yesterday, 57-14. Watson became the 3rd rookie in NFL history with 4 touchdown passes and a rushing touchdown in a single game. He now has 9 total touchdowns in his first 4 games. Let's take a listen to Watson after the game.
Can you talk about just the things that you know that you've grown as a quarterback already, like just in this short period of time you've been starting?
Just grown, with my confidence, being able to operate and run this offense, making sure we're in the right place, and just bringing the energy and leadership to this team. And I try to do that each and every play, make sure we're in the right play, and just kind of continue to grow from there. So I have a long way to go, and it's still early in my career, and just hope to build on it.
Shannon, will Watson keep this up?
Now, obviously, he's not going to do this every week, but clearly he's what they need. You look at their offensive talent, they're loaded. They can run the football with Blue and Lamar Miller. Then you go DeAndre Hopkins, you got Fuller the fifth, you got Braxton Miller, you got Fedorowicz, the tight end. They have a very sound, and that's what we've always thought. If you get a quarterback that's just competent, and he's more than competent, this team can do some things. This is the same offensive firepower that they had last year with Brock Osweiler.
Yep.
The same offensive firepower that they started the season with Tom Savage. Skip, I did not break Deshaun Watson down. I did not take off every college throw that he made. But I tell you what I did do. I watched him twice against Alabama. I watched him against Florida State, Ohio State, and Louisville. When he needed to be at his absolute best, he was. The biggest stage, the brightest light, for all the marbles. He's only failed 1 time. Alabama got him the first time around.
Barely.
He's like, I didn't like that outcome, but I'm coming back.
Yep.
And just when we thought we couldn't see any better than what he had did before in a loss, he said, I'm gonna do better. I'm gonna throw for more yards, and I'm gonna finish it off with 1 second on the clock and throw the game winner.
He did.
Look at him at Ohio State, shut them out. Look at him in the ACC title game. He goes head-to-head with the future Heisman Trophy winner, Lamar Jackson. Lamar is doing his thing. Anything you can do, I can do better. Deshaun says, okay.
He did.
I'm going to get this ball. I'm going to put this ball in the end zone.
He did.
So if you look at him, I just felt really comfortable saying when the lights were at its brightest, he could be at his best. And that's what you need to be in the NFL. You got to be your best more times than not. They're loaded. They can play defense. They got offensive firepower. And Coach O'Brien is doing a great job. It's funny. You know what I noticed? He called plays different from that guy than he did Tom Brady. I wonder why would he do a thing like that?
I don't know.
Because his offense, hey, this is my offense. I run my offense. The really great offense and defensive coordinators.
Yep.
You call plays, you call defenses according to the talent you have. You don't become so rigid. Oh, this is my offense. You run my offense. What does this guy do really well? How can we become successful with him? Well, okay, yeah, he got good legs. Let's call some rollouts. Oh, let's run a few quarterback draws. He's smart enough. He knows how to get down. They're going to win this division. I always thought they're going to win this division.
They're going to run away with it.
Because from top to bottom, do you want Blake Bortles?
No.
Mariota is, guess what? Hurt again. Andrew Luck, we don't know when he's coming back. So, but even if those...
By the way, Jacoby had his moments last night until the second half.
He had his moments for both teams.
Yeah, he did.
Because he gave me 14 points,
right?
and he gave his team some points. They're special. He can be special. And you said it, and I was on you, and I echoed it. You felt that the Cleveland should say, take him number one and don't look back. At least when they didn't take Myles Garrett, when they took Myles Garrett number one, you felt that okay, we right here, we can still take him. Oh, now we get two guys. We didn't even no harm, no foul.
Yep.
We get Garrett and we get Deshaun.
You could have.
Skip, he's not prototypical. He's not 6'4". He's not 235, 240. He's about 6'2". He's Willery, 215.
I agree.
He doesn't have the cannon arm, but he has plenty good enough arm. He's accurate. He can take this team places.
That word you use, special, gets used way too much in sports these days. This young man qualifies on poise and character and mental and physical toughness. Alabama rocked him in the championship game, knocked him down 6 or 8 times where other, like some Romo-esque quarterback would not get up from those shots. He has physical toughness. He's a big play, big stage, clutch playmaker.
Absolutely.
And he's proven it again and again. And by the way, he first caught my eye against my Oklahoma Sooners 2 years ago in a playoff game against Baker Mayfield, who's no joke as a college football player. And this guy took Baker Mayfield to school in that game. And that's where I said, wow. And then every time it's been big stage, money, chips on the table, he just performs at the highest level. So now he's at the highest level. And I did say before the draft, I didn't know they were going to take him, but the day after the draft, the first Monday after the draft, I said, if Bill O'Brien will get out of his way, he will do for the Texans this year what Dak Prescott did for Dallas last year. And he's on track to do that. And I'm not overreacting. I don't think early to say he'll keep this up. Maybe not 50s, where they have 57. I don't think he'll 57 a game.
I played 14 years and never scored 50 points in an NFL game. This is not, Skip, this is not normal. You see colleges, I'm talking about top colleges, when they play lesser competition, they'll get 50, they'll get 60 points. But in an NFL game, no. And for them to do what they did to that team, they got a long way to go, Skip. And the Titans, can think about it, they just ran roughshod over Seattle.
They did.
Week to week, it's a different story. You never know.
So Deshaun Watson now leads the National Football League in QBR, my favorite stat, 0 to 100. Second is Tom Brady. Third is Dak Prescott. This kid's doing that, and Bill O'Brien didn't see his way clear to hand him the keys and the reins right out of the OTAs. Just say, here, it's your franchise. Nope. He hung on to the kid that he loves, Tom Savage.
Brought him in, came and drafted him.
Yeah, he did. And what did DeAndre Hopkins say about?
I'm Team Savage.
He's on Team Savage. He said that during training camp.
Yeah.
What?
Ask him now.
He's way on Team Watson now, right?
Watson, come here.
Yeah. Guess who has the most targets in the National Football League so far?
DeAndre Hopkins.
Ooh, that's smart. I'd be doing that too. So now I look back at that draft, and I did say before the draft, every team that passes him who needs a quarterback is going to regret it for a long, long time. So Cleveland took Myles Garrett. Bears took Mitchell Trubisky. They're going to be in the hot seat. So is that kid. I feel sorry for him.
I believe he'll start on Sunday. coming off the long week,
Almost
Skip?
has to.
Yes.
Yeah. Then the 49ers took Solomon Thomas, the defensive end from Stanford. So
They wanted Brian Hoyer in free
What?
agency. They got Brian Hoyer in free agency.
Really?
Go ahead.
then the Jaguars took Fournette. I know he's had his flashes, but this is Deshaun Watson. This changes your life because Blake Bortles just flat out isn't any good. And he was terrible yesterday. They lost to the Jets.
The only team in the top 10 that I can see passing on this young man would be Carolina. Because they got
That's
Cam.
fine. You got that.
Other than that,
Jets, Jamal Adams. Nope. You got to take this kid. And then the Chiefs, I'll give them,
yeah.
the benefit of your cup of tea.
But Skip, they traded up to get
They did.
Mahomes.
They did.
So if you're going to take
he better be good, man.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I
mean,
like
he
him a
looked
lot, but
he
I'm
looked
not
good
sure
in the
about
preseason.
that.
He looked good in the preseason.
Even the Chargers, I know Phillip Rivers is still at the end of his prime, but they took Deshaun's teammate Mike Williams.
Right.
I just don't know. That's the 7th overall pick. And then the Texans trade up from 25 to 12 and change their life.
Yep.
They're going to run away with this division, and that's after Bill O'Brien blew game 1 by not letting Deshaun start
Right,
game
doesn't
1.
that make you wonder now when
Yeah.
you're looking at this? Like,
Yeah.
What were you thinking?
What were you doing?
What was that?
Bill?
That's the one guy. If you get that guy, if you
Yeah.
find that
Yeah.
guy, he can put your franchise where you need it to be for the next 10 to 15 years.
It does. It makes week 1 look so bizarre. No mercy. The Broncos beat the rival Raiders at home yesterday, 16-10. Denver's defense had 3 sacks, and Derek Carr had to leave the game in the third quarter with back spasms. The Broncos then picked off Carr's replacement, E.J. Manuel, late in the fourth quarter to seal the win. We're joined by Fox NFL analyst Mark Schlereth. Welcome, Stink. How are you?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Good.
Yeah.
Nice job yesterday.
Thank
didn't
you.
Was that your maiden voyage, or that was your?
My second.
Second one, yeah.
second. And like I said, San Diego's going to come out of my mouth, man. AFC West guy.
San Diego Chargers.
AFC West guy for that
To
many
many
years.
people, they will always be the same.
Oh, gosh, that's tough.
They
but
might head back to San Diego before it's all said and done.
Yes. How impressive were the Broncos?
Defensively, you look at what the Broncos did. Now, last year, I believe they were 26th in the league against the run. And that's where they went to fix it. And, they created a stir a little bit with getting Pecco and Gotsis is now playing. And they've got some guys there. They're doing a few things differently. But every game you go into, one of your goals, and it sounds cliche, is to 1, stop the run, and 2, run the football. And nobody is stopping the run better than the Broncos right now. 15 carries, 24 yards for Marshawn Lynch and that crew, 1.6 yards a carry. When you don't have to pay attention to play action, when you don't have to worry about that, you can play from depth to shallow at your linebacking core. You can get that depth. They are dominating. This defense is dominating through the first quarter of the season. It is like their Super Bowl championship year. I would say they're better right now, the way they're defending the run, than they were in 2015 when they won a championship and they drug an offense to a championship.
They're back to stopping the run. You look at these numbers: Melvin Gordon, Zeke Elliott, LaShawn McCoy, Marshawn Lynch, 50 carries, 95 yards, 0 touchdowns. When you can do that, when you can say front 7, take care of the run, back end, y'all got the pass.
But they always got the pass.
But
Yeah.
see, the thing was, and then you had to sacrifice because you keep having to cheat that safety down.
Yep.
Now they play action you and throw the ball over your head. This reminds me of the 2015 because they had Wolf, but they didn't have anybody to pair with Wolf. Remember in 2015 when they had Malik? Malik and Wolf could clog the middle. They could also push up the middle and force you to DeMarcus Ware and Von Miller. Offensively, what concerns me, because they had 10 points in the first quarter, and then they got 6 the last 3 quarters. Trevor Siemian looks good for like 3 or 4 drives per game. And then you're like, what the hell are you doing?
Right.
He runs him. I've never seen a quarterback runs himself into pressures more than Trevor. And also, not only does he run himself into pressures, he runs his lineman into holding. Because all of a sudden they about to get away. He's scrambling one way, and the linemen see him at the corner of the eye, and they tug the guy. And now you got a holding. And another thing, this bothers me. I want receivers to understand down and distance and where you're on the field. They're getting ready to throw a slant route to Demaryius Thomas. Now he's open, but Trevor the trajectory of the ball is low. It gets tipped up. Why would Emmanuel catch the ball? It's 1st and goal on the 2. Why would you catch a ball and now it's 2nd and goal on the 12? Knock it down. What?
He was proud of himself.
Yeah,
He
like,
was.
dude, do you understand?
It was a great catch.
Derby, it's 10-0. It's 3rd and 5. All you want to do is just get the first down, stay on the field. Now you get a chance to make it 13. You can put something together. Now you can make it 13-0 or make it 17-0 and really put pressure on them. No, you try to get upfield quick. You drop the ball. Now you punt. And now the Raiders offense is back on the field.
I will, as an offense, and part of this, I think, comes when you have a dominant defense.
Yes.
You get into a situation where the Raiders run the fake punt and Marquette King gets shut down.
Right.
And then it's run the ball up the middle, and you're in a long 3rd down, even though you convert that.
Right.
Almost 100% of teams in the NFL, when you have that kind of sudden change in the plus territory,
Go for the juggler.
You go for a touchdown. You throw it over the top. You don't run 2 dives. You throw a back shoulder fade to Demaryius Thomas on the outside. You give him a 50-50 ball and say, let's finish this thing. Let's end this thing.
Yep.
And even if you kick a field goal there, you're up 19-7 and the game is over.
Yep.
But
So,
to
Joy,
not do those things.
You know what I'm hearing?
What do you
I'm
think,
hearing 2 guys speaking with their orange pumping hearts here. Orange pumping, because both of you are seeing orange, speaking orange. You're blinded by orange, because I hear you about the defense, but I'm looking at the outcomes here. The Chargers almost got you on opening night. It came down to a made field goal with timeout called and then a blocked field goal to save that one. You did blow out my Cowboys. I'm saying aberration. I'm saying that was your Super Bowl. Then you go lose at Buffalo 26-16.
2 picks and a fake punt.
Okay.
At the 20.
All right. And yesterday, Trevor Siemian had a QBR of 18. That's on a scale of 0 to 100. And you somehow survived a Raiders team that lost its starting quarterback. And it was E.J. Manuel who almost beat you. He came real close to pulling it out. And I got to do this because Jared Cook beat me last year with that pitch and catch throw up the sideline. But how about the ball, Jared Cook? E.J. throws a beautiful ball into the end zone, and it's going to be 16-14. And it's going to be a field goal game after that. Look at this. Can we see that one more time? This is Jared Cook. That's a touchdown. But nope, he saw somebody coming. He saw Darian Stewart tracking him, right?
Yep.
Jared Cook, how could you catch the one at Dallas? Because it was a pitch and catch. You got to just catch that. If you're a big-time tight end receiver, do you not catch that ball? Is it not right in his hands?
But
Is it not going to be 16-14? And then when they got the ball back, because Denver went 3 and out, Trev goes 3 and out.
If you watch his head, watch how lazy his eyes is. The ball is almost on the ground before he does this. When you track the ball and it's coming in like that, you got to follow it. You got to follow it.
Hey, Darian Stewart brings it, babe. I mean, he's the one I would be afraid of.
You're going to get hit regardless.
You're gonna
so
get
you might as well
hit
catch
hard.
the touchdown.
Okay? So, but
That's a good theory.
But
That's a good
against
theory.
your invincible Broncos, EJ could have had the ball back needing only a field goal, and maybe he doesn't throw up that prayer that your kid
Justin Simmons.
picks off. Yeah.
No mercy. Thanks for listening to the Undisputed Podcast. I'm Joy Taylor. We're back again tomorrow morning at 9:30 Eastern. We'll see you then.
Fox Sports 1 of 1.